Hey everyone, Nathan here with the ebookreader.com. So for this review, we've got the Onyx Boox Nova Pro. So basically the only difference with the Pro model is they added a Wacom stylus so you can write on the screen. It's got a 7.8 inch 300 ppi e-ink screens. You can see here it's got the flush front and it's got the back button below the screen. On the bottom you got the USB-C port. On the back it's got the plastic design. On the top you've got the power button. Don't have a memory card slot on this model. And it doesn't have like a headphone jack or anything like that, but you can connect Bluetooth headphones to it. Like I said, it comes with a Wacom stylus, so you can write on the screen. It also has the capacitive touchscreen for finger touch. Then you've got the front light on this model. One weird thing about the front light is you can't adjust it from within the app. I think they should add that. It used to have that on their older devices. Anyway, you got to exit the eBook app, then you can adjust the front light. And the difference with their front light on this model is it has the warm and cool color temperatures. You can also blend them, sync them, so that you can get kind of a blend of the two colors. I do like doing that because it gives it kind of a softer color than the colder blue here, the colder whitish blue. And then you can also just go straight, orange if you just want the orange. Just sort of personal preference. And you can, like, if you just mix them like that, you get like sort of like a combination of the two. So you got kind of a wide range of the front light colors with this device. Overall, the front light is fairly even on this device. There are a couple of areas that are a little bit brighter, but that's pretty typical of front lights. So this is a look at the home screen on the Onyx Boox Nova Pro with their newer firmware. You got the list on the left for the different sections. I'll give you a look at your recently read titles. Up here you got the quick settings menu. There's not a whole lot here. You got the volume adjuster. It doesn't have any speakers. Like I said, you can connect Bluetooth speakers or headphones. Here we've got the recent apps menu, so you can jump between your apps. That button activates A2 mode, and it makes it so that everything activates faster, but it doesn't fully refresh. So you have to go in and enable Google Play to get the Google Play Store to work on here. Then you got to do a couple of things to get it set up. I've decided I don't even want Google Play on here. It does have an app store, a basic app store with some reading-based apps on here. You can also load in alternative app stores, like I had the APK Pure app on here. Downloaded a couple of things, like the Benchmark app to test some things out. So let's talk about the built-in Note app on the Nova Pro. So it's the same Note app they have on the larger 10.3-inch Onyx Note. So you got some different syncing options in here if you go ahead and set it up. I've been using this on the Onyx Note, and it works quite well to sync it to Dropbox. It makes it nice and convenient. You can get your notes on there. It also syncs to Evernote if you want to do that instead. So you got some different sorting options in here. You can create folders and put your notes in different folders if you wanted to. In the actual Note app here, you got the menu bar here. You can change it to left or right if you want. This disables the capacitive. You don't need to do that, but you can if you just don't want to accidentally press these with your hands. And then you've also got these different templates that it comes with. So you can go in and load up some different line paper, some different, you got the music paper here, and then you've got some custom sections down here. You can add custom templates if you would like. So some of the features with this Note app, let's just kind of go through some of these here. You got the different shapes you can use. You got the circles, you got straight lines, triangles. And then you got these different pens here. There's two different ones. You got the pressure sensitive pen and the non-pressure sensitive pen. You can go in and adjust your line thickness in here from 1 all the way up to 20. So you've got 20 different sizes of pen thickness. So one thing that's worth noting is you're pretty much only going to be able to use this Note app on this device with the stylus, because third-party Note apps, they have too much lag when you're using the stylus. It'll like be a second or two behind. Because they're not designed for ink screens. So you really just need to rely on this app for the most part. I mean, the other apps like OneNote, they're not very functional. This is the pressure sensitive pen, so it just sort of depends on how hard you're pressing, how thick and dark the line will be. And then this is the non-pressure sensitive, so it always has the same thickness. Up here, you got the option to add and remove pages. And then you can view the thumbnail of each page and jump to different pages that way if you got a note with a whole bunch of notes in it. And you've also got some other features here along the side. You can even add text notes if you wanted to. There's a text note option, and you can move that box around. This is like a selection tool if you wanted to like select something on here, move it around, resize it. So yeah, there's quite a few features as far as the built-in Note app goes. It's got some different eraser options as well. You got the stroke eraser, like the moving eraser you can use just like this. It's like a regular eraser, so it's like very literal. And you can also use the back end of the stylus as well. I don't really like that because, as you can see, it just leaves all these little tiny spots you gotta like clean up. It's much easier to use the stroke erase because then it'll just erase the whole stroke. Much more convenient that way. You can also erase everything with the erase all function. And then we've also got the white pen as well. So you got the black pen, the white pen. So these notes, they can be exported. You can save and export them as a PNG or PDF file. It'll show up in the note folder you can access there. So like you can use this full screen mode as well, that button up in the top corner, and it will write all the way to the edge of the screen, which is kind of nice with the flush front screen here. It's easy to go all the way up to the edge. Then you've also got this little option up here where you can jump between your different notes that you've added. Oh, here's like a cool feature. You can actually search your notes, and it can detect the, detect your handwritten notes, words in that. So if you wanted to search, you got like a long handwritten note section, you can just search for something in it that way. So again, here's the look at the home screen with your library view. You got some different options with the cover view, the list view, got a few different sorting options as well. You can also go in, select everything, move stuff. If you wanted to move it into a different folder or something, you can create folders here for on the home screen. You can also install other ebook apps if you want to use your favorite ebook app on here, and then you can long press on the title here and set it to open up with a different ebook app instead of the default app. Let's go ahead and show the default app now. It does work quite well. It supports a variety of formats, including EPUB and Adobe DRM. The formatting is pretty good. I mean, I just reviewed the Like McMuses, which had odd formatting with odd spacing issues, so the Onyx app doesn't have any of that. It's got the usual kind of features here. You can hold down on words to add your highlights or your notes. You can look up stuff in the dictionaries here as well. You can add some different dictionaries. It's also got text-to-speech. You can add bookmarks. I actually removed the bookmark icon because I didn't like seeing it. Usually it has a little icon up there, but you can still tap in the upper right corner to add bookmarks. Either way, you can use the stylus or your finger to add highlights. It is quite accurate. I just want to get that little period in there. It does work quite well as far as that goes. You can also add text notes to your highlights. So all this stuff is also exportable as well. So that's kind of a nice thing, because some apps don't let you export your notes and highlights. So as far as the font menu goes, it's a total mess. It's got like 26 pages of nonsense. Most of that font choices are terrible. You can actually load in your own font types though, so that's definitely a plus. You got the different usual spacing and paragraph settings in here, which is quite effective. You've also got the boldness thing here, this contrast adjustment tool, so you can set your text to be darker if you would like. You got quite a bit of options here as far as setting it up how you would like. Like I said, you got text-to-speech on this as well. You don't have any speaker on this, so you'd have to use some Bluetooth speakers or headphones for that. And it's also got the tabbed interface, which is set up by default. I had it disabled just because I don't like seeing the bar up here, but if you want to navigate multiple documents, it makes it easy. You can have 4 documents open at once with the tabbed interface. They also have the side note feature, so you can add notes next to your ebook. This also works with PDFs as well. So you got the note page next to your ebook page, and it's got some of the features that the Note app had, but some of the features are missing as well. It's just sort of a basic version. You can also turn the pages in your ebook right here, and then that note gets tied to that page that you had it on. So then you can go into your menu up here, and it has all of your note page added in thumbnail view, and you can also view your notes and highlights and your bookmarks. It's also got the table of contents in here. And one thing I always liked about Boox' devices, it has the back button up here. So whenever you like activate a hyperlink or you're like using table of contents, you can easily go back to your previous pages. You've also got search in here. One thing I like about their searching option is it will give a list, and then once you tap that list, you can navigate through the other search results just by hitting the arrows at the bottom down here. So that does work quite well. So you can also write directly on PDFs. So you load up PDFs, you can write directly on the screen, and you can export these notes. So I'll do a separate PDF review because there's a whole lot of features to show as far as all the zooming modes and the different things you can do with PDFs. So I'll do a separate video showing that. Let's go ahead and show the web browser too. Onyx's devices probably have the best web browser for ink. I mean, ink devices are obviously a little bit limited, but it does work well as far as scrolling and zooming go. It'll enter that partial refresh mode when you're scrolling, and then it'll do the refresh a couple seconds later. You've also got the full screen option, so you got these little buttons at the bottom of the screen, and you can go totally full screen, get all the text on the screen that way. And then you've got these 2 little arrows. You can scroll this way if you wanted to scroll the full page view at once. Also, obviously got the pinch zooming and scrolling. So as far as the ink goes, I mean, web browsers usually aren't that great, but the Onyx's ones do work a little bit better. So here's just a quick look at the Kindle app. So it just sort of depends on the different third-party apps you can install on here if they're going to work well or not. I've been having some issues with the pages not registering, like when you tap the page, but it's working right now. Sometimes it kind of partially turns the page or something. So it's just sort of a hit or miss type of thing as far as third-party apps go. But I mean, as far as the Kindle app goes, it is usable. You can go in and change your font types, scroll around, do anything you normally would. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video right here. It's getting pretty darn long. Like I said, I'll be doing a separate video for PDFs. I'll also be uploading some comparison reviews between this and like the Lightbook Muses and the larger 10.3-inch Onyx Note. So check those out. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.